Somewhere over a battlefield right now, a drone worth $20,000 is flying toward its target. It took weeks to build, hours to program, and it's about to end a mission that cost millions to plan. And then, in less than 3 seconds, it's gone. Not from a missile. Not from another jet. Not from a radar-guided gun system that costs more than a house. From a beam of light. That cost $5 to fire. This is why the drone era, as we know it, is already over. If you're new here, click subscribe and activate the bell. We cover military technology and defense news that other channels rarely cover, and you won't miss what's coming next. For the last decade, drones changed everything about modern warfare. Cheap, fast, expendable. A $20,000 commercial drone rigged with explosives could take out a tank worth $10 million. A swarm of 100 of them could overwhelm an entire air defense battery before it had time to reload. And here was the problem nobody could crack: the math didn't work. Every time a military fired a missile to shoot down a drone, they spent anywhere from $40,000 to over $3 million per shot. To kill something that cost $20,000. Sometimes less. Russia and Iran figured this out early. They started flooding the battlefield with cheap kamikaze drones, not because they expected everyone to hit, but because they knew the defender would eventually run out of expensive missiles before the attacker ran out of cheap drones. It was the perfect asymmetric trap. And for years, nobody had a clean way out of it. Until someone asked a different question entirely. What if the weapon had no ammunition to run out of? That answer is a laser. Not the science fiction kind. Not the Hollywood death ray. A real, deployable, field-tested directed energy weapon. Mounted on a truck the size of a regular military vehicle, operated by a single soldier with less than 1 hour of training. The system is called LOCUST, built by AeroVironment. And in October 2025, it was tested aboard the USS George H.W. Bush, one of America's nuclear aircraft carriers. The results were absolute. Every single drone sent against it, destroyed. 100% kill rate. Here's why lasers break the math that made drones so dangerous. A laser fires at the speed of light. There is no flight time. No leading the target. No waiting for impact. The moment the trigger is pulled, the energy is already there. And the cost per shot? Under $5. Because the only thing a laser consumes is electricity, and as long as the power is on, the magazine is unlimited. One LOCUST system, fully powered, can fire thousands of times without reloading. Against an enemy sending wave after wave of cheap drones, that changes everything. But here's what makes this more than just a naval story. LOCUST isn't just on aircraft carriers. By December 2025, the U.S. Army had already taken delivery of the first LOCUST systems mounted on Joint Light Tactical Vehicles, JLTVs. Regular military trucks, rolling down regular roads, carrying a weapon that can kill drones at the speed of light. In March 2026, AeroVironment unveiled the next generation, LOCUST X3. More powerful, more modular, integrated with AI-enabled targeting that can detect, track, and engage a drone autonomously, faster than any human reaction time. And then the Pentagon made it official. A $500 million contract. The largest directed energy weapons deal in U.S. Army history. Cementing the laser as America's frontline answer to the drone threat. The Vice President of Directed Energy at AeroVironment put it plainly at a defense conference earlier this year: we're spending millions of dollars on missiles to shoot down a $20,000 drone. With LOCUST, that sentence becomes history. But lasers aren't perfect. And this is the part most videos don't tell you. LOCUST can only engage one target at a time, which means a coordinated swarm, dozens of drones hitting simultaneously from multiple directions, can still overwhelm it. Adversaries already know this. They're already designing their attacks around it. Lasers also need line of sight. Fog, rain, smoke, dust. All of them degrade the beam, reduce range, and increase the time needed to destroy a target. In a real battlefield, especially in Europe or Southeast Asia, those conditions are common. And there's one more problem: the system that LOCUST accidentally caused. In February 2026, a LOCUST laser in El Paso shut down civilian airspace for days. Senators demanded answers. The FAA and the Pentagon couldn't agree on who was in charge. The weapon works. The system around it is still catching up. Here's the truth about lasers and drones. The drone era isn't ending because lasers are perfect. It's ending because for the first time, the math finally works for the defender. $5 versus 20,000. Unlimited shots versus a finite supply of missiles. Speed of light versus the reaction time of any human pilot. Drones changed warfare once. Lasers are changing it back. And the next generation of drone designers already knows it. Which means the next generation of lasers is already being built to beat whatever comes next. The speed of this race is the most important military story of our time. And it's just getting started.